Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. So I believe it has been planned for a while. It's also interesting that MBS was close to Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, as soon as he took office and while Trump was president. We know this because of emails that have since been made public that show Kushner supporting the idea of stablecoins like an official US dollar stablecoin. I think it was a blog post by Sam Altman that he shared with Steve Mnuchin of the Treasury Department. In it, Altman talked about the USD coin, and this was before Circle started USDC. That's interesting. So it's possible that these talks happened a long time ago and aren't as new as the news stories that have been out lately. Bitcoin Bubble stands out because it is clear and easy to understand. There's no limit to who can join, no matter how much they know about crypto or how new they are to it. Guess who is watching us now? Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in us, and we read all of them. It's also free, which is great. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Today, sign up for Bitcoin Bubble and enjoy the new edge. Whitney Webb and Mark Goodwin talk about the Bitcoin dollar system, financial terrorism, and how elites, global finance firms, and tech giants have been captured by intelligence agencies to run a new money system in today's film. Yeah, I think it's important to remember that the US has gone to war and killed millions of people to protect the petrodollar system, which is what keeps the dollar as the world's reserve currency. One of the most likely reasons, though there are more than one. But I would argue that one of the most important reasons for invading Iraq was that Saddam Hussein had started selling oil in euros instead of dollars not long before the invasion and made a lot more money. He did this to show other oil-producing OPEC members that they could make more money selling in currencies other than the dollar. And then there was Libya in 2011. Gaddafi was trying to switch to a currency backed by gold called the dinar. He sold it to African countries, many of which used dollars or French money. That's why the US and France basically led that regime change operation, which had terrible results for Libya. It went from being the safest country in Africa to the most dangerous, and it has been used as an example or reason for why immigration got so out of hand in Europe after that. In some situations, the US government, or rather the US power, is ready to do anything to protect the dollar. They knew they couldn't keep this up forever and that the world would eventually move away from oil, so the idea that they would just sit back and let dollarization happen without having some kind of plan in place was crazy. It is important to remember that these people have done terrible things, lied, and caused a lot of chaos, all to protect the dollar as the world's main currency. This is because the dollar helps the US in many ways. I'm sure they want to keep those benefits, even if it means using a different method. At the July 15th Wall Street Open, Bitcoin was up against $63,000 as buyers look for signs of more upside. It's possible that Bitcoin is going through its usual hump, slump, bump, dump, and pump chart pattern. A well-known trader named Peter Brandt made a suggestion on X about how long the downward phase would last. The fact that Joel 5's try at a double top was a bear trap was shown by Joel 13's close. It seems most likely that bears are now caught, but being close to $56,000 rules this out. Others, like the well-known trader and expert Rect Capital, were more sure that BTC would behave differently than it had in the past. He told his old fans on July 15th that the dip in Bitcoin prices was over. Along with another chart posted to X, it was said that the price action after Bitcoin's most recent block subsidy in April was a repeat of what had happened in the past. Bitcoin bulls got a new boost on July 15th from a source that is now well known the economy as a whole. Lawrence Fink is the CEO of BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world. Fink said again in an interview with CNBC on July 15th that he now believes in Bitcoin, stating that he had changed his mind about it after 5 years. "You already know that I wasn't sure. I was happy to be a skeptic," he told the network. "And I looked into it and learned more about it. When I got home, I realized that what I thought 5 years ago was wrong. Here's what I think today. Today, this is what I believe. I think the chance is today." I think also said that Bitcoin was a real currency. BlackRock runs the biggest spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund in the world in terms of assets under management right now. Eric Palkianis, an expert at Bloomberg ETF, said that it is hard to overstate how important it is for Larry Fink, who is in charge of $10.6 trillion, to keep promoting Bitcoin as a real asset class for everyday portfolios. Buy-in from BlackRock and other big firms like Fidelity gives boomer managers peace of mind and cover to make the, he wrote on X. That's why it has been, and will continue to be stupid to bet against Storm and downplay the early success of these ETFs that was obvious to anyone with eyes and a brain. I'm not sure what else you could say. I would add something like the rope play. I believe it's very much the same, but the opposite of what Elon Musk is doing. Yes, Tether began with money in the form of the stable coin. I know they're working on brain chips and satellites. Musk is making brain chips and spaceships, and he took over a social network, maybe to get the information about the users. Now, he's making it clear that he wants to turn Twitter X into a bank, which he thinks will be a big part of the financial system. What's going on there? It's really strange. And when you think about all these PayPal link-ups, must be a co-founder of PayPal, it all makes sense. Yeah, so on that note, a lot of what big Bitcoin supporters have been saying for a while now is that this is the answer to careless central bank policy, government fiscal policy, and other problems like that, as well as a debt-based money system in general, cash, and so on. So what does it mean for the system that wants to basically tie the dollar to that and use it to keep the dollar going? People should really think about this, because right now there are Bitcoin-only businesses that are getting a lot of money from Tether and saying things like, we're going to use the dollar to make Bitcoin stronger and such. But you also can't say that fiat money and state banks are bad and then work with the same system. It does seem a little strange, doesn't it? Yes, that's what I think. An old video of Trump's new running mate, James David Vance, calling SEC Chair Gary Gensler the worst person to be regulating the crypto industry has been found again. The video clip has been going around on social media. It shows Vance talking at Remedy Fest, a private meeting that Y Combinator and Bloomberg put on February 28th. From my point of view, Gary Gensler is the worst person I can think of, at least when it comes to disagreements. Vance said that he wants to bring politics into the business of stocks in the US way too much. The way Gary has regulated blockchain and crypto is the exact opposite of how it should be done. When Canada's finance minister froze the bank accounts of a group of truckers protesting lockdowns in February 2022, Vance praised crypto as a way to stop the government from going too far. This is the reason crypto is growing so quickly. If you have the wrong views, the regime will not let you use banks. In a post on X on February 16th, he talked about his time as a Republican senator in Ohio. Vance, who is 39 years old, served in the U.S. Marines, went to Yale to study law, and then worked as a venture investor for PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Vance told the U.S. Senate in 2022 that he had between $100,000 and $250,000 in Bitcoin. Also, don't forget to join Bitcoin Bubble. Every day for free, the most important news will be sent to your email. I don't understand why you haven't signed up yet. If you like the movie, click like and subscribe to get more every day. Don't forget that information is power, and we're here to help you on your way to financial freedom. Have a great time buying until next time.